I was gonna say they're trying to revive euthanasia also. I forgot the guy's name. It was a committee about a year or two ago, and one of the leading scientists on the opposing side was allegedly trying to revive the euthanasia through the Obamacare. And, it's all in that tight legislation where, denial of the health care for the sick, if they're too sick and being,
exactly. And then they deny that it's not a death panel. Then they deny it, and it's so bullshit. And that's what I just read. Look what they're doing in the Netherlands. They're having these mobile vans coming, and euthanasia vans. They come and they shoot you up and take you away in a bag. I mean, to your house.
And once they normalize it,
it'll be like calling for pizza, man. Here, come on, get my suicide truck.
Sorry?
I mean, it'd be like calling for pizza. Listen, can you send me the suicide truck? You call up, and then they come and they shoot you up, and you take you out in a bag.
Yep.
It's madness, bro. It's happening too.
Well, if people don't wake up now, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. I give it a year or two at most before you start really seeing the ironclad fist come down real hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see new terror attacks or biological attacks or something on a mass scale to scare the people back into fear again.
They have to. And then we're going to be the terrorists because we're going to be the ones that the resistors, the ones that don't want to go. They're dangerous. Look, we're storing food. We're dangerous. They want to put us on a list, man. I buy from eFoods Direct. Now I'm on a list. What's this list? The no-fly list, the no-this list, the no-buy list, the no, that's it, man. Mark of the beast, baby.
Yep. I'd rather die standing on my 2 feet than living on my knees,
Well, that's the truth of the matter is, that's it. But listen, the fact is, I mean, I woke up, thank God, sometimes you could say, and I'm sure that everyone who's listening that is awake can actually say that being awake is both a blessing and a curse. And,
absolutely, burden.
It really is, but it's such an important thing. I mean, I have so many things that I love to do in my life. I have a very active life. I got a lot of things I'm involved with. I'm a musician. Other things, I work 40 hours a week. It's just, everybody's got their burdens to bear and the things that they like to do. And this, of course, takes away from a lot of that. But it's so important because I can't even, none of the things I want are going to be, I'll be able to do. Things I want to accomplish are going to be set back for my son. My son has for our future. I mean, our children are our future, my friend. How
can you sit back and look at your kids and say you did nothing,
Exactly. When the shit hits the fan, if you know something, right? That's why you got to wake them up, because really you can't even blame them. Dude, it's like people that didn't know that, I hate to be biblical because I'm not...
They're indoctrinated.
But, they're indoctrinated. They know not what they do, it's just unbelievable. And you try
to... Music, television desensitizes people and demoralizes them.
Absolutely. Especially the video games, Let's shoot him up. Yeah. Dude, my son is 12 and he has the Xbox Live, and sometimes they play and he has the headphones on or he has the speakers going, and and the three of them are, 3 people, and you hear it and it literally sounds like war, and I'm not kidding. And they use the same, literally the weaponry is the real weapons. It's the actual weapons.
Real weapons.
It's actual.
It's getting them ready.
It's totally getting them ready. And it's just insane. And you tell this to somebody, like they did down in Texas.
The new wars are fought that way anyway. We got little young kids with little PlayStation controllers flying drones and shooting missiles.
So that's what they're teaching them. That's what they're teaching them. The new style of warfare as it's going to be. It's going to be, and it's desensitized. You can just kill 100,000 people, and you won't even care because it's a video game.
It's not up close and personal.
Exactly. That they're desensitizing the world.
A lot of flying drones in Afghanistan, 10,000 miles away.
Dehumanization. Absolutely. Absolutely. But we're digressing. We got to stay on subject. This is Howard Nema and Vinny Bdatruth from We Are Change, Connecticut. Of course, Alex is going to stick around for a little while. We got to take a break, or you want to call back, you can. We're going to take about a 2-song break there, Truth War, and we will return. Again, this is Howard Nema, and you're listening to We Are Change on informedradio.com, live streamed at livestream.com/Truth Talk News, 24-hour Truth Talk.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we we will be. We have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
We Are Change with host Howard Nema. Exposing the collectivist global elites' Malthusian quest for a new world order. A one-world dictatorial government where all aspects of human life are under their control. Truth Talk Radio. Where news the mainstream media ignores is the top story and your voice is heard. We Are Change. Fridays from 1 to 3 p.m. and Saturdays from 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hosted by Howard Nema. Only on informedradio.com. That's NFORMD radio.com. Tune in, call in. We must be the change we wish to see in the world. We Are Change with Howard Nema. Every Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. and every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on NFORMD radio.com. That's We Are Change with Howard Nema. Fridays, 1 to 3 p.m. and Saturdays, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Informed Radio. 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 Only on
Got a lot of things going down over the break. We were planning some, you know, where we're moving forward, and you had a few things that you wanted to dig into here, Vinny?
Yeah, like I said, I like to do research and try to go as far back as you can with anything. The furthest I could go was 1790s is the first case I heard that there's anything about vaccinations, and it was in Britain. His name was Edward Jenner. Invented vaccination. He observed that milkmaids in regular contact with cowpox rarely contracted a serious case of smallpox. He inoculated a young boy with cowpox. When exposed to smallpox, he did not contract the disease, hence the vaccination industry was born. Now that's in the 1790s. In America, I got 1802, South Carolina. That was the first smallpox shot ever given in America. Then I got about the 1850s is when it starts to get real interesting. There was a lot of studies going on in UK based on bad numbers, like we were talking about before. They really try to doctor up the numbers.
Right.
You know, you get vaccinated and the person got sick. They were like, well, the vaccination didn't work, so they don't count as a vaccinated class. 1853, the first compulsory vaccination act, mandatory for kids. Their reason was cause of neglected parents. So the parents are bad, so we're just going to make it mandatory to shoot up your kids.
Well, you know something, Vinny, isn't it true, though, that pretty much, you know, one of the really problems with society had with all of these dreaded and deadly diseases was that a lot of people didn't realize that how important it was to keep your hands clean, and how important it is to live in a clean environment. They had horse dung and all this other stuff all over the place. And as we all refined, even the lower classes have become cleaner. To the fact that everyone knows now that really it doesn't matter if you're wealthy or poor, to wash your hands after using the bathroom.
People have running water.
People have
toilets.
running water and toilets and other ways that they can keep themselves from disease. If they eat the proper foods, if they exercise, things of that nature. So all of these other things really, most of the things, and this is proven, many doctors would admit that cleaning your hands prevents most diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the simplest thing of that. Now, overcleaning, using these
antibacterials,
that's
yes,
bad.
I've heard
Because
about
it's
that.
the same thing as like using too many antibiotics. Your body builds up a resistance. The whole key to this, ladies and gentlemen, is for your body to have a resistance. You see what we're doing now? We're fighting the New World Order, okay? Your body fights. Like we're fighting against this, we're resisting against this tyranny, okay? These germs are fighting, our resistance is fighting against these germs.
Your immune system.
Your immune system, that's right. Our resistance. Our resistance is our immune system. So there's a great analogy right there, and that is what it is. So you got to understand that you have to be allowed to fight.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
that's some of the stuff I got coming up is, this is basically 1853 is when people started to come up against vaccines and started fighting it. And there was a movement called the Philosophy of Alternative Medicine in 1853. And their main things was the right to choose, and my favorite thing is health is about healing, not drugging, which is basically what we were going into before.
Exactly.
I mean,
Healthy
they're not
eating.
trying to heal you, they're just drugging you up. They find a problem, we'll take this to cover up that problem, and then you're going to have another problem from taking that pill, and then you need another pill.
To take another pill.
It was about healing so you would get better and not need to be drugged up anymore.
Exactly.
And they talked about treatments needed to affect the whole body. They wanted patients to participate in their healing. So really it was about being educated, having the right to choose, and about healing, not drugging. This got big. I got a quote here from a guy I thought was really good. 1866, John Stevens. He was a medical reformer here in America. He wrote, "Orthodox medicine is worse than the tax man. Not only does it take your money, it can be fatal." So even we're talking 150 years ago, them talking about how bad vaccines are. Then we got something interesting. 1907, the first time vaccination exceptions came, and that came in England. You had 1907. Basically, people started getting exempt. A lot of people started fighting. It caused a big fight. There was things where they were talking about people were hiding their kids. Like the government would come to their door looking for the kid, and they're sitting there passing it to their next door neighbor who's hiding the kid there.
Sort of like what they do in Africa when they come with the men in the white coats come. They run into the forest.
So it was really the people who were really all against it. And what I seen is basically the Queen or whatever was able to give out 25% exemptions. So basically, again, probably the rich and people with connections were given exemptions. So you got the rich and them didn't have to take the vaccines anymore, just the slaves. And once that happened, they started to see the rates started to drop down. Amazing. Stopped vaccinating as much, the sicknesses dropped down. So that was just some interesting stuff that I found from a while ago.
Excellent. That's amazing. Well, moving a little forward there from that idea is that now, what is this? Why are we really talking about vaccines today? Well, because there's a lot of reasons. Again, like we said, proper hygiene and it takes care of most of these diseases. There are no statistics that I know of, because I can't really report them. We report only the truth here. This is where the mainstream media ignores as the top story. And this is absolutely not verifiable. But there are no statistics about how many children who have not been vaccinated for any diseases actually got the diseases that they should have been vaccinated for. Now, honestly, I'd like to see a study.
I was gonna say they're trying to revive euthanasia also. I forgot the guy's name. It was a committee about a year or two ago, and one of the leading scientists on the opposing side was allegedly trying to revive the euthanasia through the Obamacare, and it's all in that tight way. And once they normalize it,
It'll be like calling for pizza, man. Here, come on, get my suicide truck.
Sorry?
I mean, it'd be like calling for pizza. Listen, can you send me the suicide truck? You call up, and then they come, and they shoot you up, and you take you out in a bag.
Yeah.
It's madness, bro. It's happening, too.
Well,
They're dangerous. You know,
Yeah,
people store. Look, we're storing food. We're dangerous. They want to put us on a list, man. I buy from eFoods Direct. Now I'm on a list. I'm on a list. You know, what's this list? You know, the no-fly list, the no-this list, the no-buy list, the no. You know, that's it, man. Mark of the beast, baby.
You know, if people don't wake up now, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. I get to the year or two at most before you start really seeing the ironclad fist come down real hard. And I wouldn't be surprised if you see new terror attacks or biological attacks or something on a mass scale to scare the people back into fear again.
They have to. They have to. And then we're going to be the terrorists because we're going to be the ones, the resistors, the ones that don't want to go.
Legislation where, you know, denial of the health care for the sick, you know, if they're too sick and deemed,
exactly, exactly. And then they deny that it's not a death panel. Then they deny it, and it's so bullshit. And that's what I just read. Look what they're doing in the Netherlands. They're having these mobile vans coming, and euthanasia vans. They come and they shoot you up and take you away in a bag. I mean, to your house.